Hello friends, I am Dr. Sourabh Patwardhan from Nandadeep Eye Hospital PG Teaching Institute and FECO SICS Training Center, Sangli, Maharashtra, India. In our center, we have a lot of teaching activities which includes hands-on training as well. So this is a vlog about a case of brown cataract, the brown cataract. We come across these dense cataracts in our ORs, and recently one of my trainees, he did one of these brown cataracts and he did it quite well. So he was very happy. He thought that now he has learned how to deal with brown cataracts. And the next case of brown cataract he found it very difficult. So why is it so? Can we conquer the brown cataract one day and then on another day we may have difficulties? Why does it happen? And that's because we have to approach any difficult case, for that matter, just like a brown cataract, with complete focus. We should not let our guards down that I have done this before and I can do it very easily now, because these are difficult cases and the margin of error is less in these cases. So first thing to do is achieve a good size rexis, at least 5 millimeter. You don't want a small rexis of 4.5 millimeter. I'm using here Hylucoat, which is combination of hyaluronate and chondroitin sulfate, which makes the endothelium very safe. Before hydrodissection, always release some amount of visco so you have got adequate space there. In case of brown cataracts, we actually don't need vigorous hydrodissection. Maybe just little bit of fluid passing through is enough to separate the nucleus from the capsule there. Don't do vigorous hydrodissection in these cases because there is a higher chance of capsular block and the posterior capsule may hydrorupture. Patience is the key in these cases. So whenever you approach these cases, just keep in mind that you are going to utilize much higher energy than a routine case, and the zonules can also be weak. So first thing, decide what technique you are going to do. So here what I am going to do is do a half trench, and when you are trenching, just make sure that your tip of the phaco probe is physically touching the nucleus. At the same time, it should not be pushing the nucleus too much. Many times I find that trainees, what they do is that they go in the same groove without touching the nucleus and they dissipate a lot of energy in the anterior chamber, which is not needed. So watch here carefully how I am doing. Every time the phaco probe is buzzing, it is in contact with the nucleus. That's why entire energy is being utilized for emulsification, and I am going very slow as compared to a routine trenching speed. You can see I am going very slowly ahead, and once I have got the trench, I have done here a terminal chop where I buried the tip using longitudinal phaco. You can see the settings on the screen here. Just go back and watch all the settings again and again. You can see how I have buried it, and then I allowed this 1 millimeter Sinskey. Nowadays, of course, I use 1.5 millimeter Sinskey. So for denser cataract, it's better to use longer Sinskey rather than a short one, so that you can reach the posterior plate. Now just watch here how I'm going deeper and deeper into that groove, so I can crack till the posterior plate, which is very important. Many times you tend to keep the Sinskey superficially and stretch it, but you have to stretch the nucleus then quite a bit, and during that attempt you may damage the bag. At the same time, the split is not complete. So this little endonucleus came out, so I just removed it. Again, watch carefully what parameters I am using. So for the purpose of chopping, I am using only longitudinal power here, and with longitudinal you can get a good hold. Make sure you bury the tip nicely into the substance of the nucleus and then you chop. The movement of the chopper is towards the tip first and then sideways splitting. Now one piece I have taken it out, and now always take out one piece at a time. So when you take out multiple pieces, they tend to go into the antechamber. You can see one piece has come, and because of the hylue coat there, it is stuck there and not moving around in the antechamber. Now I have gone to the quadrant removal mode, where I am using mainly the ozil, and that too in the pulse mode. So only 60% on and 5 pulses per second. So that reduces my dissipation of energy quite a lot. And always watch the phaco tip very very closely here. Focus on that as you remove these nucleus pieces. Make sure that whenever you are buzzing, whenever you are using phaco energy, it's in physical touch with the nucleus. Don't give phaco when there is no nucleus piece in physical touch of the phaco tip. That's the important tip, because irrespective of how much energy you use, it is important. If you are using energy without nucleus at the tip of the phaco, it is going towards the endothelium. And now I have replenished the viscoelastic, again the hylue coat. Of course already the cover was there, but many times when you are doing a brown cataract, black cataract, this endothelium again the visco gets washed off and endothelium is now exposed. So it's better to replenish the visco after half the nucleus. If you are taking long time, then you may take one quadrant and then replenish. More times you do viscoelastic insertion, you remember that the cornea is going to be clearer next day. Don't worry about posterior capsule in these cases. That is the commonest mistake that surgeons do. Worry about the endothelium. Endothelium is very very precious, so you don't want to damage any cell of endothelium there. Now this is the second heminucleus. You can see they are attached at the posterior plate. So what I did, the nucleus tumbled up and I emulsified the central part, so one piece got free and I could emulsify it again. You can watch how I am keeping other nucleus pieces below my phaco probe, that is into the bag, so that avoids pieces coming up. Always go for one piece at a time. Don't try to take out multiple pieces into the anterior chamber, and that may lead to pieces rubbing against the endothelium. And patience. Now for some phaco machines, I would advise for the last piece you reduce the vacuum. Here I am using Centurion and you can see that the PC is very very stable, so I have not reduced the vacuum. But if you are feeling there is little amount of surge or fluctuation, reduce the vacuum for the last piece. Do comment on this video. Also you can post your queries, your questions, your difficulties and your solutions in the comment section. Thank you.